Sunny Hostin offers her crazed views on the Trump deportations. Let's go ahead and check this out immediately. Suggestion via a channel member, guys. I definitely wish one day that she would also give some of her crazed views, let's say, on her husband's RICO charges. Can't wait for that to happen, but something tells me we'll be waiting for a long time. Let's not hold our breath, guys.
Now it's time for lefties losing it, starting with Hollywood has-been Glenn Close sounding the doomsday alarm about Trump's America.
I'm a big reader of history, and unfortunately, I think not enough people in this country understand the history and what we've just gotten ourselves into.
Okay.
That's very dangerous.
Well, it's about as dangerous as this next video. Has anyone done a welfare check on old Glenn?
The sun comes up.
Jesus Christ.
The sun goes down.
Yeah, bro. Welfare check immediately. APS. Adult Protective Services immediately. Contact her.
And my hair is a symphony all its own.
Yeah, she needs help, guys.
It's so beautiful. It takes my breath away.
Right. Guys, I want to point out something really quickly. I am someone, in fact, who is infatuated with history, all types of history, world history, American history. I just love history. For the most part, I live in the past, I guess, right? It is what it is in this context here. And yeah, I can look back at other events where a populace won, and I'm sorry to tell you guys, the other side melted pretty identically to this here, guys. But either way.
She's come a long way from her fatal attraction days, hasn't she? And those days have taken a toll, clearly. Now, the question has to be asked, why is Hollywood so woke? Well, let's ask actor Anthony Mackie what Captain America represents for him.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. Like, it's about...
Where are you going with this?
A man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable.
Okay.
Yes, so Captain America doesn't think Captain America represents America. Quite a tongue tie there.
Right.
And speaking of fatal attraction...
Can someone tell me what MAGA men find attractive so that I can wear the complete opposite?
Oh, no. Listen, you walked into that one. I think you did. I think you, young lady, I am sorry to tell you, you walked into it directly. How do I say this without... She's wearing it, guys. She's wearing it.
Thanks.
Oh, look out, all you MAGA men. Don't make
it.
yourselves look too good or else. Now to Donald Trump's executive order on banning trans people from the military. And it's got this trans Democrat in a tiz.
The military is the largest employer of transgender Americans. You heard up to 14,000, 15,000 members identify as trans, and 56 of our retired generals have said that our trans members are ready to serve. They are fit to serve. This will only make our military less ready to serve by taking 15,000 people who volunteered out of service.
Okay, really quickly, guys, about this statement here. What's interesting is this here. Listen, bro, if you pass that test, I don't care. Fight for us. I am not someone who just, in a blanket statement, dislikes people for their life choices like that, guys. But listen, if these are soldiers and they pass the test, do your thing, guys.
Yeah, I wonder if China is thinking about preparing its military for battle with trans people, because I'm
okay, yeah, they're not doing that.
sure a diverse military is front of mind for Beijing.
Yeah, China's not diverse at all, bro.
Now a quick public service announcement from the folks down in Mexico.
And let me make something absolutely clear, unless it wasn't already.
Okay.
If you voted for Trump, you are not allowed in Mexico. You are not allowed in Cabos, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Aguascalientes, none of that. Guess what, baby? That's all in Mexico.
Okay.
You don't like us, we don't like you. Don't.
Who says anything about not liking you? And I think that's one of these misconceptions here. I'm sure there are some who are absolutely ignorant who dislike people for being different. I'm telling you that. There's always a bunch of them in a group of anything, right? But the problem is guys, no one says, I've never heard anyone say, we just don't like you. No. We just says, make sure you come into the country legally. And when the Americans are going to Mexico, they're going to the country legally. And generally they're going right back out as they're leaving vacation. That's generally the case here. And that's also normally the case for most Mexican tourists, guys. That's just the reality of the concept of tourism. We're referring to a very specific ilk of individuals that come to the country and stay. No one says anything about not liking Mexicans. That's crazy.
Calientes, none of that. Guess what, baby? That's all in Mexico. You don't like us, we don't like you. Don't go there. Stay in your country. Figure it out.
And who wants to tell her that the difference between Americans going to Mexico on a vacazione, not to stay there illegally, and overwhelm their systems? Now to the bitter banshees over at The View and the dim-witted Sunny Hostin, as always, who has offered her unusual and crazed views, and this time on Trump's deportation.
Let's get into it.
The Europeans that come here that overstay their visas are undocumented, but they don't come across the southern border. So I think there's a very clear message as to what this president wants the look of a criminal migrant to look like.
That's a crazy statement here. Now, there are definitely, like, guys, I live half the year in Europe. I can definitely tell you that there are people, and I've ran into many, many, many people who say, you know what, I went to America and I overstayed my visa like it was nothing. That's a fact here. But the difference is, you don't see gigantic caravans. See, it's the optics of things. She wants to go ahead and place an image of brownness, let's say, over the concept of what's going on here, but it's not about that, bro. It's the optics of things. If you are bombarding, and I mean bombarding, with thousands, hundreds of thousands of people basically rushing to the border, I would suspect that would be the first thing you're trying to fix here. Now, listen, are people being deported that are from, like, in the United States of America from Europe? In fact, this happens regularly. She seems to be ignoring it because it hurts her feelings.
What an undocumented migrant. And I think that's racist.
Yes, okay, it's racist because he isn't targeting Europeans. Does she listen to herself? And this is where Sunny probably should have stopped. But no, she continued with the mumbo-jumbo, claiming living in the country illegally isn't a crime.
An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal because he or she is undocumented. That is a civil offense. So to call people illegal
hold on.
is in and of itself, I think, xenophobic and racist.
Okay, that's crazy. Here's the thing. Now, when it comes to what she just said is moderately valid, though. Keep this in mind here. It is a civil matter. How did they get here? Did they overstay their visa? Did they overstay their visa? If that's the case, that's illegal. It's a crime, right? Did they walk through the border and not through the checkpoint because they knew their asylum claim was absolutely phony? Yeah, well, that's illegal, right? So there's so many things that are actually happening here. It is definitely a civil matter. In fact, that's what it is here. But once again, she's trying to pass the buck on reality in this instance here, guys. But all right.
Goal is in and of itself, I think, xenophobic and racist.
One more thing. Wait a second. The next thing is that generally they do instantly become, by definition, illegal. When they do not go to the court hearing, because they also now know, in fact, they do not fit the claim of asylum. Again, you don't fit the claim of asylum, they don't go to the court hearing because they know they're going to fail it. Then they get the order to basically leave, and what do? Ignore it. That becomes illegal. So all these actions are becoming illegal because the main issue initially was how they got in, Sunny. But disregarded, I guess, right?
Is in and of itself, I think, xenophobic and racist.
And this is where her IQ, the low IQ, shows, because you actually have
She doesn't have a low IQ.
to legally enter a country. I don't know why it's just so hard for these loons to understand. Now to the backlash over Selena Gomez's Britney Spears-esque meltdown over deportations. And guess who you could always count on for support?
Who do we have?
It's sacked CNN anchor Don Lemon.
So now we live in a time where Selena Gomez, even though she is, a wealthy star, she can't have an opinion. She can't post online how she feels about deportations and immigration.
Oh, she can.
Without being made fun of by the far right or the MAGA folks. And just like everybody else, just like you folks who are criticizing her, she can state her feelings online, on social media.
Right, she can do that.
Like you are.
Poor Don.
Yeah, and that's, to be honest, no problem. Please do that. You basically, for the most part, expose the issues, let's say. Now listen, so she's a billionaire, isn't she? Like, if you wanted to actually do something other than crying online for social brownie points, then you can most likely fund a whole lot of the individuals, right? I'm sure you have a mega mansion, right? How many people can fit into your 12,000 square feet, Selena Gomez? Let me know. Something tells me probably a lot of them, but how many has she housed? None. I expected that.
Johnny trying desperately to seek relevance, and I know just the fix.
Copyright. Yeah, Ice baby. Okay. Yeah.
Keep them coming.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Only people are getting.
Hey, bro, you need a smaller violin. I called it a guitar. Violin. It's the tiny ones. They're like
Tears
this
to
big.
my eyes as well. Now to the ice truck, which has got the lefties panicked.
That's Border Patrol. That is so damn.
Just like Mr. Whippy, these lefties will believe anything, including this conspiracy that ICE is disguising their trucks as ice cream patrol and playing music to lure undocumented immigrants.
Wow.
Cue the panic, cue the warnings.
Is that a thing? That
What's
can't be a
going
thing.
on, guys? Just a quick little message for all the Latinos out there. Just gonna say, keep your eyes open, pay attention.
Eyes open. Well, in reality, it was, after all, just your average run-of-the-mill Las Vegas ice cream truck. Well done, gullible lefties.
Wow, sir. I mean, listen. I will say though, the ice cream truck looks super official. I just want to go ahead and say that. I may have looked at it and said, you know what, that may be a thing. That may be that for real. But it's not, guys. It's literally an ice cream truck. I've never seen it. But I would expect that Las Vegas, being the temperature that it normally sits at, has a lot of ice cream trucks. All right. But guys, listen, let me know in the comments what you guys think. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. The fact that you just made it to the end of the video says a whole lot, actually. We have a couple other channels. MrLboyd Music, MrLboyd Movie Reacts, along with MrLboyd Discusses, where I just generally speak about the things that specifically matter to me. But in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.